And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the season finale of Season 7 of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series. Tonight, we're here for the beginning of the NNSCRA Night of Champions weekend as we get ready here for our final event. Now, for the first time ever in NNSCRA history, we come into a season finale already knowing who will be the champion for this season. As it right now stands, it is Dylan Poteet who is going to be the one to take the championship here for Season 7. But that doesn't mean that we're going to deny these drivers one last opportunity to get to victory lane as we are here at FTF Superspeedway, which I think kind of requires a little bit of an explanation to you guys, and I'm going to give it to you really briefly right now. The reason we're at FTF and not at Zenjoltis is because the track that I had designated for our season finale, Zenjoltis Beta Night, actually for some reason had some kind of weird glitches going on with it. I did a few test races, and for some reason they would get 7 and 8 wide. It was typical Zenjoltis racing, but the cars would actually morph into each other and glitch into each other. There was actually one incident coming off pit road where two drivers running inside the top 5 ended up having the front bumper and the rear bumper morph together, and then they started wheel hopping everywhere. A couple of other drivers, after a wreck, started bouncing up in the air and everything. It was really messed up. I think it was the track INI that it just wasn't working. So instead of trying to go back and trying to figure out what to do, I decided we were going to come here to FTF Superspeedway, which kind of will give us a bit of an insight into next season because this is where our All-Star Race weekend in Season 8 is going to take place. But anyway, it's time to get these cars or these trucks rolling off. We're getting ready for 15 laps of racing. Doesn't seem like a whole lot, but keep in mind, this particular track is over 5 miles long. So it's gonna take a while for these guys to get around here. That's the first time we've ever had an event here at this particular track. So it's gonna be really exciting to see what we're gonna have happen here as 2 championships are on the line tomorrow night and the night after for Mobile and Snickers. Kyle Thomas on the pole position alongside of Isaac Canepa, 2 drivers who made their very first Truck Series chases here this season, trying to end the season on a high note. Canepa's been to victory lane. Kyle Thomas, however, has not yet been to victory lane, and he is the lowest running of the chasers in points coming into this race. The champion, Dylan Poteet, will roll off from position number 10 today, or tonight I should say. We'll see if he can maybe close out the season not only with a championship, but with a victory here at FTF. The biggest battle we'll probably watch on track here tonight is for Rookie of the Year honors. That still is up in the air. Gene Sanford is the points leader in the rookie standings. However, Tanner Sullivan is only 26 points back, and Levi McIntyre is only 34 points back. So that could come into play here tonight. We'll have to see if Gene can come away with the Rookie of the Year honors, or can Sullivan or McIntyre wrestle away Rookie of the Year honors from the 27. McIntyre I see starting up there in the 8th position. For Gene Sanford, I don't really see her. She must be starting near the rear of the field, and I don't see the Home Depot Toyota Tundra of Tanner Sullivan either. Anyway, though, we are getting close to getting ready to go green. This is, as you can see, I've been trying to come up with things to say, but they're taking so long to get around this racetrack. This track is longer than Zenjoltis. Zenjoltis a little over 4 miles. This racetrack a little over 5 miles. So it will be a longer race, which means it could come into play that there may be more opportunity for drivers to make moves here in the closing stages of this race. Who knows? As I believe we're getting very close now. I think the pit road is just down here. Pace truck will make the left-hander onto pit road. Well, I thought the pit road area was down here. I think it's right here, isn't it? Nope, guess we got another turn. So let's see, what else could I talk about? Well, if you guys are planning on tuning into the Mobile Cup Series and Snickers Cup Series races, Mobile Cup Series race basically coming down between 2 drivers, Luke Walker and James Qualls, where the scenario is James Qualls has to win the race and Luke Walker has to finish dead last. Best championship battle is going to obviously be on the 2 nights from now in the Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship season finale. where 6 drivers are in contention to win that championship. Noah Hart, Anthony McCurry, Jacob Lawler, Sean Henley, John Cittadino, and the long shot, Chris Washer. Pace Truck has finally pulled to pit road. We're ready to go green here in the Night of Champions Truck Series season finale. We are green at FTF. Let's take a look at this amazing camera angle as they come down to this corner. I love this. It's got like a flyby camera. Almost like the Gopher Cam is Kyle Thomas on the inside line with help from Sean Galligan and teammate Kyle Corbett. Corbett is the driver that, had he ended up winning the event last week at Talladega, he would probably be the only driver to try and challenge Poteet for the championship, but he was 49 points out. The most he can get tonight would be 47, which means that there's no way mathematically that Corbett would be able to win it. Oh, McIntyre got turned right there in the middle of the field. Levi McIntyre in the 22. Caution will fly. And it looks like they all were able to settle it back out there. Oh, and McIntyre got turned again. That's the second time he just got turned. And now they're wrecking up there too. Charles Jackson's in trouble. Jamie DeFelu is in trouble. William Duncan may have been involved in something there. There's Danny Wells. Oh, Duncan just got McIntyre. That's one of the drivers battling for Rookie of the Year honors this season. McIntyre started up near the front of the field. Brad Smith's gotten involved. Kyle Matthews, Dylan Young's got some damage as well. As they come down to the stripe, who was the leader? It was a close one between Campbell and Andreas Allen. And who are they going to score? Well, I don't know. Was it further up? Is there another pack? There isn't another pack, but they haven't even updated the score monitor. Oh, that's because they hadn't hit the stripe. Whoops. I thought they had already crossed the start-finish line. My bad. Zach Campbell is going to cross the stripe, though, as the leader ahead of Jackie Tang. It's like Matthew Daly, 3rd. 4th place, Harrison Langford. Or, I'm sorry, Andreas Allen, rather. And 5th, Kyle Corbett. William Duncan, still back here. There's McIntyre, Danny Wells, Silver Fox, DeFelu, Charles Jackson, Brad Smith, Jake Cole, Kyle Matthews, and Dylan Young. I think that would just about encapsulate the drivers that were involved in this. McIntyre getting turned twice in just a matter of a few hundred feet. But that brings out the yellow flag. Zach Campbell is the leader here on lap number 2. Let's head back, take a look at a replay of what just happened. The best camera angle on this particular part of the track is the helicopter view. Let's see what exactly happened here. We're looking at the yellow machine on the high side. That's Levi McIntyre. And I'm not rightly sure what exactly is going to happen here. I don't see any scenario here where he would turn down in front of the field. He's got Luis Hernandez right behind him. Danny Wells, Sam McMillan, some teammates there getting close. Do they actually make some contact, maybe? Yes, they do, right there. And then Danny comes up, he clips the 22 in the left rear. That's going to spin him right in front of the field. And then Danny Wells, I think, actually rights the 22 back the correct direction. There you see William Duncan getting a piece of the 29. And Dylan Young gets a piece of Danny Wells as well. And so McIntyre's been able to continue on, and then as they all start bunching up behind him, I think then, if we go to our TV1 camera here, we'll see Charles Jackson then is going to turn Levi McIntyre, who apparently is still up to speed. Let's see, he's going about 169. Charles Jackson behind him, and Jamie DeFelu, they're going about 170, 172. So they are just about going the same speed, and I don't really know why McIntyre got turned again here. Right there, Charles Jackson just turns Levi one more time. This time both the target cars get a piece of it, Jackson and Jake Cole. Jackson then comes up, he collects James Silverfox, Brad Smith, and Jamie DeFelu. Chris Washer does a nice job slowing down to get through that. There's Gene Sanford getting through, and Tanner Sullivan, so those two may be the two to battle it out for Rookie of the Year honors here tonight. Bob Jones just barely gets through. There you see the 22 spinning there on the apron, and I thought Dylan Young got a piece of this second instant, but I guess not. But there's DeFelu, there's Jackson, they spin. And I'm not rightly sure. I don't think Silver Fox or Kyle Matthews got involved. I think they just got held up behind this. And there's Jake Cole able to continue on. So we end up having, for the most part, not really wrecks, but spins. Although we do have William Duncan here. I think he's going to actually get the Levi McIntyre machine as McIntyre comes back up on track here in just a moment. Yeah, right here. Duncan going up, trying to avoid. McIntyre, I don't think, knew he was coming. He was trying to come back up on track, and Duncan just going to hit the Shell Pennzoil Dodge in the rear. So that is what puts us under the yellow. McIntyre getting turned twice, and then nailed by William Duncan. Zach Campbell's the leader under the caution. Let's head back to green. And we'll go back to green on lap 6 of 15. Zach Campbell is the leader. Jackie Tang second. Matthew Daly third. Fourth, Andreas Allen. Kyle Corbett fifth. Rest of the top 10 are Harrison Langford, Sean Galligan, Kyle Thomas, Austin LaPlante, and Zach Rogers. Luis Hernandez is in 11th. Isaac Canepa in 12th. 13th, Haruhi Tashimi. Trent Dunham in 14th. 15th, Sam McMillan. Jake Rogers 16th. The champ, Dylan Poteet in 17th. His teammate, James McLeod, right behind him in 18th. Alex DeMarco 19th. Jacob Lawler in 20th. Joshua Michaels 21st, 22nd Jimmy Bly, 23rd Cody Lamas. 24th place is Chris Dollerton. Right now, Jean Sanford still holds the points lead atop the rookie standings as she's running 25th. Right behind her, though, is Tanner Sullivan in 26th place. Deanna Shelton runs 27th, Prince Littlejohn 28th. 29th, Eric Burton. 30th is Leah Walker. 31st place will be Bob Jones. Chris Washer 32nd. 33rd, Kyle Matthews. 34th, James Silverfox. Jamie DeFalu in 35th. 36th, Charles Jackson. And then these drivers came to pit road. Dylan Young, without a hood, now in 37th. 38th, Brad Smith. 39th, Levi McIntyre. 40th, Danny Wells. And 41st, Jake Cole. Only one driver out of the race, and that was the William Duncan machine, I believe. Yes, indeed, William Duncan taking his car back behind the wall. The end to what's been a miserable season for that 21 team ends up with yet another DNF here in the season finale. So Zach Campbell hasn't been to victory lane since, well, actually I'm trying to think here. Yeah, I don't think Campbell's been to victory lane since Phoenix at the beginning of the season. Something in me wants to say he was a two-time winner this season, though, and I don't think that's correct. Pace truck has peeled off. It's kind of hard to see here with this camera angle. But here we go, green flag, back out, we're back underway here at FTF here on lap 6 of 15. Last time was a double file start, so this time with a single file restart, maybe, just maybe, we'll get some green flag racing in. Now, this is kind of a scouting report for us and a number of these drivers that are returning to the Truck Series next season, because this is where the All-Star race is going to take place. And a number of drivers are locked into the All-Star race next season. As Matthew Daly going to make a peek to the inside, but nobody's going with him. Now here comes Harrison Langford to the bottom to offer some drafting help, and whoa, a couple of drivers almost going down almost beneath that double yellow line. But Kyle Corbett stayed true to the back bumper of the Zach Campbell machine down that back straightaway, and that's going to keep the 24 out in front. Here comes Matthew Daly, though. He's still got Galligan with him. Austin LaPlante's there. Zach Rogers is there. And right now they are still single file amongst the top 4, 5, 6. Kyle Corbett slowly losing positions there in that middle groove. Apparently we're learning already the inside line is the fast way around the track, which really doesn't surprise me. At least in the turns it is. I mean, we did see them get to use that middle line through the back straightaway, and it actually worked. Drag race coming down here between Matthew Daly and Zach Campbell, and now Matthew Daly gets moved to the middle groove, as they're going to come 3 wide to the line. Campbell, LaPlante, and Daly. Campbell, by a splitter, was able to lead that lap. But right now, it's going to be Austin LaPlante with the advantage on the inside line, as Trent Dunham actually got a little piece of the apron there. And look who's coming right behind him. The champion Dylan Poteet and his teammate James McLeod, as Cody Lamas' car got down on the apron. And he brings it right back up. So we're still green, we're still good. He got turned down there, or got forced down there, one or the other. But he was able to come up just in front of Shelton, and Tanner Sullivan gets turned! Sullivan off the nose of JB DeFalu. Right back up into traffic. Oh, guys, get through. They're going to get around him, and that's going to bring out a yellow. Caution's going to wait for the second time here tonight. And you have to assume that means that it's over. Gene Sanford, I believe, is going to have the Rookie of the Year honors locked up. McIntyre's encountering trouble tonight. And now Tanner Sullivan, the two drivers trying to run her down. And look who is out in front. The champion, Dylan Poteet, with his teammate, James McLeod. But McLeod says, hey, I want to win this thing. I haven't won yet this season. You got a championship. And he's got Sam McMillan helping him on that inside line. As I believe they're going to come down here into that blind spot here. So we'll go to our TV2 camera right now. It's going to be a drag race between teammates out of Turner Motorsports. Poteet and McLeod. McLeod with the inside advantage, going to lead us under our second caution of the evening. And I believe it was just those two drivers that I mentioned involved, Jamie DeFelu and Tanner Sullivan. Don't know how that incident got started, but I think we can say without a shadow of a doubt now, with Levi McIntyre currently in the 38th position and damaged. Oh, smoke up ahead, someone else is wrecked. Oh, more cars have wrecked. Kyle Thomas, Prudence Littlejohn, there was someone else. Jackie Tang in the 98. They wrecked under caution apparently. But there is Jean Sanford, 23rd right now. She's running better than both her adversaries. I think Jean Sanford tonight is going to be the Rookie of the Year for the Truck Series. But right now we're going to jump back, take a look at a replay of what just happened to DeFelu and Tanner Sullivan, and then what also happened to Prudence Littlejohn, Kyle Thomas, and Jackie Tang under the caution. Well, I almost wonder if it might have been a case of bumper grab between teammates. A lot of the Joe Gibbs cars back here. Bob Smith, Tanner Sullivan, Prudence Littlejohn, and Jacob Law. That's all the Joe Gibbs cars. And let's see if we can see where the initial contact is going to begin here. Oh, I almost wonder if it might have started with the 4 of James Silverfox, because he is right there. I think he could have maybe gotten into DeFelu's left rear, pushed him up the track, and then there's that little contact there between the 78 and the 18, and watch this hit into the inside wall. Oh man, there's no give there. That was about over 160 miles per hour. Now I think we would have remained green had not the 18 car, which Sullivan had no control over, by the way, come back up onto the racing surface. I think as soon as that car crossed that double yellow line right there, I think that's then when the lights came on and the yellow flag waved, because I think they thought maybe it was going to stay down there in that infield grass. It wasn't going to, and we did have a number of drivers still coming. As I'm looking right now, yeah, the caution lights at this point aren't even on yet. Let's see when the caution lights actually do come on. Right there. That's when the caution lights came on. So apparently when the car came to a stop, and they realized that he was not going to be able to fire the thing back up, and you had drivers like Danny Wells, Charles Jackson, Levi McIntyre still coming, it was best for them to throw that yellow. So let's take a look now at what happened after the caution flag flew to Jackie Tang, Kyle Thomas, and Prudence Littlejohn. And this one started with contact between the 98 and the 48 right here. They were 4 wide after they crossed the stripe, and apparently Tang did not give LaPlante a whole lot of room, and LaPlante didn't give Tang a whole lot of room. And there you see the 48 turns the 98 up into the wall, and then everybody else here is just going to get held up behind this. Prudence Littlejohn right there, there's where she gets her hit, and then she gets spun up, and right there she gets hit by Kyle Thomas. And, ooh, Charles Jackson actually got a piece of that too. Oh, wow, a lot of damage there on the hood of the Target Chevy. Langford, Leia Walker, they got through it apparently. Kyle Matthews, I think, got through. There's Washer and Brad Smith. They're going to get through. But about 4 drivers there in a stack-up after Jackie Tang spins it around here under the caution flag. Let's head back to green as James McLeod is the current leader. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. James McLeod is the leader. He's got a teammate right behind him in the champion Dylan Poteet. Sam McMillan, Zach Rogers, and Jimmy Bly is the top 5. Then it's Luis Hernandez, Kyle Corbett, Chris Dollarton, Haruhi Tashimi, our winner from Talladega last week, and Alex DeMarco. That is the top 10. We'll go back further here since I think we have a little bit of time, but first update the drivers that are out of the race. Prudence Littlejohn, Kyle Thomas, Charles Jackson, and Tanner Sullivan have all gone behind the wall. Actually, are we actually going to... Oh, nope, we aren't going to be able to do a full field rundown because We're getting ready to go green. Pace truck peels off onto pit road one more time. We'll go back to green this time on lap 12 of 15, giving us a total of 4 laps remaining. James McLeod hasn't been to victory lane yet this year. He wants to end the season off on a high note. Green flag back out. And you gotta think that Dylan Poteet's gonna put aside the fact that he would like to win here tonight. He's won the championship. I wouldn't put it past Poteet to try and push his teammate McLeod to this win. If you look at the stats, Dylan Poteet's a 2-time winner this season in trucks. James McLeod this entire season only has 1 win, and that's in Snickers. Poteet's battled for 2 championships, so I think, well, there goes my whole theory right out the window. I thought Poteet was going to help his teammate try and win this thing. Apparently not. As he moved on by, Sam McMillan moves on by. And how about Haruhi Tashimi right up here, trying to go back-to-back in 2 restrictor plate starts. She won at Talladega last week, trying to win here at FTF, as here comes Zach Rogers to the bottom. Going 3 wide there with Dylan Poteet and Sam McMillan bouncing off each other back there. Trent Dunham and company. Oh, they're crowding! They're crowding! Oh, the leaders are wrecking! Dylan Poteet, Tashimi, Rogers all involved, and look who got around it! Kyle Corbett in the 17. Rogers with damage though. DeMarco. Here's Jimmy Bly. Luis Hernandez got through it. Daugherty got through it. Look at them all scattering through here after that wreck. Danny Wells is smoking. Galligan's involved. Rogers, Michaels, Tang, Poteet, the champ. I think Levi McIntyre, Sam McMillan, Lawler, these guys have all teleported to pit road. As coming down into the caution, this race may be over. And Kyle Corbett, somehow, someway, got through it all. He takes the caution, and that may have done it. This race may be over, and Corbett may have picked up the win here tonight. And if that is the case, it's a bittersweet victory, I'm sure, for Kyle Corbett, who tonight, with the win, if he had been close enough to Poteet coming into this race, may have well won the championship. But because of the fact that even with this win, the most he could get is 47 points, and he was 49 points out, Corbett will take the victory possibly here tonight, but it will not be enough for the championship. But the champ, Dylan Poteet, was involved in that wreck, and he has DNF'd. And are they wrecking under caution? Please tell me they're not. They were. Yep, Leia Walker, Prunes, Little John, Jake Rogers, I think they all wrecked. McMillan's on pit road, so is McIntyre, Dunham, Lawler. There's another car back there too, that's Kyle Matthews. Caution flag waves for what could potentially be the final time tonight. There'll be 2 to go at the stripe, and it's taken us about 3 laps under caution to get back under the green. Let's jump back real quickly, see what happened to put us under the caution for the final time here tonight, and give the win over potentially to Kyle Corbett. Well, this was absolutely crazy. 4 wide up here at the front of the field. Watch there, Rogers, McMillan, they are shoving on each other. They come up into Poteet, and then all 3 of them turn right down the racetrack, right in front of Alex DeMarco. Trent Dunham, he's going to get hooked straight up the racetrack there. Jake Rogers collected. There's Tashimi involved. There were very few drivers that got through this one, I think. Tashimi comes right back down. She gets into McMillan, then gets nailed by Michaels. Look at Luis Hernandez and Chris Dollerton snake their way through. Tremendous driving by them. There's Matthews. He nailed Dunham. Brad Smith, he's going to, I think, get hit. There's Silver Fox involved. Poteet actually gets flipped over. Lawler nails Trent Dunham. McIntyre, Jackie Tang involved. Leia Walker, Chris Washer. Here comes DeFalu and Dylan Young. They'll pick up a whole lot of spots going around on the outside there. Lawler and Dunham still flipping. Galligan got a piece of it. Bob Jones, Langford, Canepa. Just about everybody was involved in this one, but what a tremendous job by Luis Hernandez and Chris Dollerton to get through that one. Danny Wells smoking. I think Andreas Allen may have gotten a piece of it. Jake Cole may have been involved. Looks like the Rookie of the Year this season, Gene Sanford, was able to get through it cleanly. We're going to have a bit of time here under caution before we get around to the checkers, so why don't we take the opportunity to take a few onboards. Riding on board with Trent Dunham in the 1. That was a lot of hard hits, and the car actually landed on its roof. And now Luis Hernandez with Chris Dollerton right behind him. Watch them work through this wreck. Man, he did get a little piece of Trent Dunham there, but for the most part, those two got away very well. And now from the rear of Kyle Corbett, watch how close he came to being involved. The track just closed up on everybody back there. And finally on board with the champion, Dylan Poteet. Probably not driving what looks like a championship winning car here tonight, but that was while he was battling for the lead as well. Well, we started this evening with 42 drivers, and I believe we had as many as 35 drivers still on track at the time just before that last incident. We are going to have only a total of 20 drivers at the most finishing out tonight's race after that big wreck, which is going to give the win over to Kyle Corbett as he comes down here to receive his second checkered flag of the season. Corbett will be a two-time winner and end the season on a high note. He wins tonight in the season finale for the Oreo Truck Series at FTF Superspeedway. So what a great win for Kyle Corbett. Wasn't close enough to win the championship, but I think he'll be very, very pleased with a 2-win season. Man, just think about it. If he had been mathematically in the hunt, though, that would have really been a close points battle, I think. Let's take a look at our official top 10 results for this evening's race. Zach Rogers, who was got a piece of that wreck, still was able to get across the line in second. Third was Alex DeMarco, Jimmy Bly in fourth. Luis Hernandez and Chris Dollerton with those amazing maneuvers through that wreck get fifth and sixth. Eric Burton in 7th, Cody Lamas 8th, James McLeod in 9th, and Deanna Shelton will finish out the evening in the 10th position. She apparently was able to get through that wreck as well and gain a ton of track position. Let's find out where the rest of our chasers will finish out their season. Gene Sanford, going to win Rookie of the Year honors with a 12th place run here tonight, so congratulations to Gene Sanford on being the Season 7 Oreo Truck Series Rookie of the Year. Zach Campbell started on, or did he start? No, he didn't start on the pole, but he led a couple of laps. He'll finish 13th. Austin LaPlante in 14th place. Looking further down, the rest of these drivers finished out of the race. All these chasers. Canepa in 24th. The champ Dylan Poteet in 26th. Jacob Lawler 34th. Kyle Matthews 35th. Jake Cole in 36th. Levi McIntyre 38th. Kyle Thomas in 39th. And Tanner Sullivan finished in the 41st position. But Kyle Corbett will go to victory lane here tonight. Dylan Poteet, we can't show him to you because he has retired from the race, but he is your Season 7 Oreo Truck Series champion now officially, and Gene Sanford is your Season 7 Oreo Truck Series Rookie of the Year. So congratulations to all those drivers, the winner, the champion, and the Rookie of the Year. Hope you guys enjoyed this Oreo Truck Series season. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Also be sure to stay tuned for your official full finish results, overall point standings for the season, rookie points, and your final chase points, as we are going to be gearing up for an exciting Season 8 with more Truck Series action. But we still got to finish out this season. We still got Mobile One Cup Series season finale as well as the Snickers Cup Series season finale here at FTF Superspeedway to come. Hope you'll tune in for those, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for sticking with me for this entire Oreo Truck Series season, and hope to see you next season as you've been watching NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.